to testing.
Great, great. Yeah. Anyone else who has experience, prior experience? Okay.
Sir, can you brief me how can I, after this course, how can I show some of the experience into testing
Yeah,
and go in this?
that's what I want to first understand your requirement. Then I will explain you what is we are going to see. So let me just explain from my end. So whatever we are seeing, I will show you the syllabus first. Okay, you will get a complete idea of what we are going to discuss. Okay, people who are already there, please just be patient. We'll start the class soon with Python basics. Today we are going to start with the complete syllabus. I'm getting my voice again. I want someone to go mute. You can message me. Don't speak anyone. Please go on mute. No, everyone go on mute. Yes. So what I want to say, see the syllabus. What we are going to see is it is for all sectors of people who are from basics, who are into basics, to who are already experienced. We are going to see every concept over here. We are going to see Python basics. Even people who doesn't know Python, that would be opportunity for them. We are going to see Python basics, Python introduction. We're going to see complete end-to-end Python basic concept which are required for Selenium. And on top of it, we are going to see all the Selenium concepts. Okay, which are Selenium means it's a web automation concept. And we are going to see frameworks, how to design our own framework. We'll see a real-time project over here. We'll see how to design our own framework, how to create our own framework structure from the basics. So different types of framework that are available, we'll learn all the things. And we'll also see Git and Jenkins integrations. Okay, please go on mute. No, I'm getting a disturbance. I don't know from whom. Yeah. So we are going to see Git and Jenkins integration. So how to push your code into GitHub and then how to build in your Jenkins. We're going to see a real-time project. We are also going to see API testing. API testing is nothing but application. API testing, it's all about web services. You try to integrate. You try to test multiple HTTP methods of different web services and all. So we are going to see lot of things. We are going to see extra Python course, which is complete course of Python, which is on top of the syllabus, and also API testing. So you can claim up to 2 years of experience in automation testing. On top of it, whatever you want to claim, that's up to you. But 2 to 2.5 years of experience you can claim by the direct learning of class everyday practice. So after the course, at least 1 or 2 months you need to practice. Then you can easily claim of 2 years experience, because we are going to see to that extent. We'll see what are the interview questions that will be asked. I'll be sharing you a lot of HR numbers of different companies. You can contact them directly. Lot of companies, almost 15 companies HRs I'll give. You can just contact them and you can see if there is any opportunity, because they get regular opportunities for the position, for this kind of positions. You can please contact them. And the third thing is we'll be seeing a real-time project, so that you will get an idea of how to design a framework from the scratch. So what you have done work. So we'll also see agile methodology, which is on top of it. We'll also see something called manual testing on top of it. So we are going to see a lot of things over here. We're going to see agile methodology. What is agile methodology? Complete agile methodology. How exactly a software engineer, a software test engineer will do. In companies, I'll show you my company application, and then I'll explain you how to do your own. Oh, is it for everyone? You're not able to hear my voice?
No, sir, you're audible.
Yes, thank you. People who are not able to hear, please try to, see your audibility. So agile methodology, we'll see agile methodology. So we will see how a company exactly works in terms of agile process. So we will show you the complete real-time project. I'll try to show my application. I mean, in terms of process, that is not the application. We will not show you application, but rather I'll show you the process of how a developer, how the multiple stakeholders of project will be connected together, and then they create the application, they test the application, they deploy the application. So complete end-to-end agile methodology. Who are already working in companies, they will get to know, and who are also not working in companies, they will have an idea on it. Yeah, so they will have an idea on it. So we'll also see something called manual testing. So we are going to see every process of what is required. Okay. Manual testing, we are going to see all the concepts of manual testing, how the testing will be taken, how the process will be. So this will complete the end-to-end syllabus of you can claim to 2.5 years experience, guys. Okay. I on top of it, whatever you want to claim, that's up to you. I don't want to interfere there, but this is a solid syllabus. You cannot find this syllabus because you can just go and verify anyway. We are going to cover complete basics of Python. Even you are not good with Python, you can learn. If you are already good in Python, you can get revised, you can get a revision for that complete concepts. Second option, we are going to see complete Selenium concepts. We are going to see all the frameworks. We are creating our own framework from the scratch. We are going to see a real-time project. We are going to see API testing. We are going to see manual testing. We are going to see agile methodology. We are also going to see interview questions, which all the interview questions which are asked, how to say, how to explain, how to create your resume, how to apply in your Naukri portal, how to get calls every day, at least 2-3 calls you will get, how to get smartly, how to get calls in Naukri. And on top of it, I'll give you HR numbers. Okay, I just share the numbers over there. You can please contact them. They will have at least one or two other person will have a regular recruitment of test engineers. Okay, you can please contact them directly and you can get it done. So that kind of lenience also you get over here. Okay, this is particularly to my class. Got it right? I'm not sure about the other classes of Durga, but my class I'm going to do this stuff, giving you numbers directly. I mean, don't expect it from every class. So this is particularly from my class, which we are going to give some leniences from positions for you, which can help you out in your process. So I hope everyone understood. This is what we are going to see. You don't worry if you don't have any idea. We had very basic discussion of what is Selenium Python. I am going to teach every concept from the scratch, from basics ABCDs. You can have, if you have any doubts, you can please stop me and ask me. We are going to see almost 1.5 month. We are going to see only, I mean, working days. Saturday, Sunday, it is not working. We are not working. I mean, that is a process that we follow. So 1.5 months means we are going to see around 35 to 40 days, 40 working days. You can say 40 working days, the syllabus is going to come. Okay. So make sure after that you can plan for next 1 month for practice. Then you can directly apply for the jobs and go for it. So whenever you join any course, make sure that you have some 3-4 months in your hand. Okay, that is a common thing. And we are going to see complete real-time process. We are not going to see anything that is just for a process, just for a name process, because we are going to see the application. We're going to see the agile board. We're going to see the agile board, how exactly the companies, the stakeholders work. This is called the agile board. Agile board is where your all project is managed. It's a project management tool. Okay, this is a project management tool. So you have to see what are the test cases in ready to test, what are in progress, what are to do. So I will explain you, don't worry. This is what you do in every day. So people ask you in interview what you do on everyday basis in your company. So you have to say that I do testing in every day. What testing you do, what kind of process that you maintain, everything we are going to see. Okay. So this is agile board. This is a project agile board. This is application that we see as part of project. So we are going to see end-to-end process. Okay. So any doubts till here? Because we are going to start with our syllabus. The first syllabus is Python basics. Okay. We are going to see very basics of Python. Okay. Why Python? What Python? So we are going to see this syllabus process. Okay. Python basics, completing all the Python concepts, whatever required for Selenium concepts, handling all the frameworks, different frameworks that are existing in Python, and creating your own project, GitHub Jenkins integration, real-time project, API testing, manual testing, agile methodology, and then interview questions, how to say in interview, Naukri, how to apply for a Naukri portal, all this stuff. Yeah, tell me, no? Any doubts still here? Anyone?
Yeah, sir, this is Sanjay. Sir, actually, I
Yeah.
want to know what are the opportunities arise after the completion of this course, and like what type of job we'll get, and what is the
Yeah. See,
opportunities?
this is completely a testing job. Okay. I have already said in my first class what is the opportunities that we have as part of your Python Selenium. Python Selenium means it is purely web testing. For every company, there should be a requirement of developers, test engineers, right? Every company that is having an application in the world, every company has their own application, right? At least 99% of companies has their own. Every company needs a developer. If he needs a developer, he needs a test engineer. Nowadays, every company is looking for a test engineer. Okay, he can be SDET. So you can go for multiple roles. You can go as a test engineer. You can go as a software developer and engineer in test. Okay, you can go as a test engineer in a company. Okay, join as a test engineer. You can go as a quality assurance engineer. You can go as a automation test engineer. Okay, automation test engineer. You can also go as a SDET, software developer and engineer in test. Okay, there are multiple roles. You can also go as uh, QA automation. Okay, so there are a lot of roles that you have in companies. Every company needs at least one of this person. You can even go for manual testing. You can even go for API testing. Whatever the role that is open for testing, you can go with Python. The reason, because nowadays there are two options. As I said, you Selenium is nothing but purely web testing. If you want to automate any web application, suppose think that a developer developed this application. Okay, a developer has developed this application. Who will test it? Until this application is tested, it cannot be moved into the market. You cannot release this product in the market until it has been tested. It has been tested thoroughly. Okay, that means you need a test engineer who can test this application completely. Only then you can able to release this to the market. Okay, so nowadays every company is looking for both the automation and manual testing tools. Okay, so nowadays companies are looking for both automation and manual. Previously it was only manual. People doesn't work on automation much, but nowadays companies are looking for both manual and automation. So if you have a very good grip of automation testing, you can live for next 100 years or 200 years in IT industry. That means, what I mean to say here in a very simple note, until there is a development existing, until there is application existing, until the companies are existing, you have your existence. So there is nothing more than automation testing, right? So if you are into testing, you can easily survive in manual testing, automation testing, whatever the testing that you have in company. Okay, so that is the importance of testing. So if you know automation, you can, if you know coding, if you know logics, you can survive in the market. This is a simple funda, guys. If you are not upgrading yourself, you cannot sustain. If you are upgrading yourself every day, okay, on every update that you get, you can survive in IT only requires an updation as per the market standards. Okay, you should learn. If you code, only then you win. You don't think that I want a sector where I don't code. If you code, only then you win. You have to code. Just go to Naukri, and see. You want to know what is the opportunity, what is the scope of this Python testing. Just type Python and type Selenium WebDriver. See how many companies are providing, how many jobs are there. There are hundreds of jobs every day. You can just go and find it, because Naukri is not my portal, right? You can go and check it. Just type this to Python and Selenium WebDriver, which we are going to see exactly. You can just go and check it. Okay, clear, right, everyone?
Nikhil, hi,
Yes.
Shubham here.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what is full stack QA?
Full stack QA is called SDET, software developer and engineer in test. So you
Okay.
should be responsible for creating the framework.
Mhm.
Okay, creating the framework, and you should also have experience on working with existing framework, enhancing existing framework. Okay. We are going to see that.
Okay. And there is one more framework in this Python for testing, that is a robot framework. Are we going to cover
No,
that?
no, no. We are not going to cover that because robot framework is more keyword driven part. Okay.
Okay.
That is very few companies look. If some companies look into testing,
Hmm.
90% companies, I mean 80% companies look into the Selenium with Python. The reason because there are some logics that are involved. But when it comes to robot testing, you don't write to any code. Very little code is. It's more keyword driven part.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
companies doesn't look for that kind of process because that is static more. You cannot make more dynamic part. So in terms of automation, so companies move require more dynamic in integrations or implementations in their project. Okay,
Okay.
we are not going to
And
see the code test. Yeah.
and one thing more I have listened nowadays, that is cloud testing. So I know
Uh,
it is not the part of this course, but will it be
we can still see that something called Azure plus DevOps integration. We can still
Mhm.
see if there is any scope. We'll deploy our project in Azure DevOps.
Okay.
Okay, if there is a chance, I will show that so that you'll go. But 90% we are either going with Git integration with the
Mhm.
Jenkins,
Mhm.
which is a common thing in every company. Okay, we'll also see because nowadays people are also asking Azure with the DevOps integrations. I mean
Mhm.
deployment. So we'll also see if there is a scope. I may. If you are very particular, then we can discuss.
No, because these are the latest things which
That's what
I
I'm
know.
saying.
These are the coming ones.
See, these are the latest things, but we have to focus on something that are more in market, that are larger
Mhm.
extent in market.
Okay.
Latest thing doesn't mean that always larger. Larger is something that is already existing and have a huge scope in the market.
So the
So we
API
are more
testing we will
focusing
be
on
covering
larger
from
part.
basics, right? API
Yeah,
testing
we
we
are
will be covering from
discussing
basics.
more on postman part. Postman part we'll discuss.
Okay. SOAP
We'll
UI and
see
all.
everything from basics. No, not SOAP API, REST API, complete SOAP.
Okay.
See, no, it is an extra part what I'm teaching again on top of it. I
Mhm.
hope you
Mhm.
understood, right?
Mhm.
Out of my own thing, I'm teaching API and
Now,
Python
in
because there are
future, are you going to provide some kind of cloud testing and all in coming future?
Yeah, yeah. On integration, we can probably see that cloud testing part because that is also an upgraded part. So
Mm.
we are also possibly see this batch. I'll try to include if there is any scope for me. I mean, within my limitation, then I can take it in a larger scope from the next batch probably. I just have
Okay.
to think on it. Mm. Yeah, because that is new, but that is not majorly existing in market. So we have to
Mm.
focus right this point of time, which is more in the market. So these are things which we are discussing is more in the market.
Okay.
Yeah, guys. So is that fine,
And what is
everyone?
the project we are going to cover in this?
We are going to see a sample demo project. We are not going to see complete project of any
Mm-hmm.
application because that is not authorized to be shared. My application cannot be shared outside, and I'm not supposed to share. I'll give you a
Hmm.
sample application which can help you out in understanding the flow. That's the flow of the application. See, here
But
I
you will be
cannot see
showing
you
us, but you will be showing
scratch.
us end to end, right?
Yeah, end to end, at least some 5 to 10 test cases, so that you will
Mm-hmm.
get an idea how to write some hundreds of test cases. Because if you know how to
Because
write one test case,
mm-hmm.
you will understand. If you write 10 test cases, you will understand 100 test cases. So I
Mm-hmm.
will teach you
Because
from the very basic scratch how to create your own framework, how to configure files, how to design your application from the,
mm-hmm.
the framework from the scratch. So I cannot don't expect in a very huger scope because it takes lot of time. First point only for project because that is also a extra integration for this project course. So I'm not just teaching
Mm-hmm.
the course of frameworks. I'm also giving a real-time project, which will help you in understanding a project from the scratch. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I will give you some sample project which can help you. You
Okay.
can directly claim that you have did that application. Application I will
Okay.
not give, but I'll give you the process of how to design an application
Mm-hmm.
automation. Okay,
Okay.
because project and all application I'm not supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I have worked on Selenium and Python, but not into testing. I have done some kind of automations for my company. Web automations,
See,
not testing.
see, if you see, this is the application which we are going to see from the scratch. So you will understand all these things. See, we are into we have not started the class as such.
Hmm.
Okay. So I
Okay.
will explain you. By the time you come to a situation, you can clearly understand how to do everything into it.
Okay. Okay.
Don't
Okay.
worry. We will be discussing that.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. And sir, one more
So
thing.
yeah,
Yeah, one more thing, sir. Actually, how it is different from Java with Selenium?
yeah. The way the syntax is different. The way we implement is simpler compared to Java. The way got it right. So Java Selenium is already more popular in market. Nowadays, Python is growing like everything. Python Selenium is growing in a very huge scope. You can just go and Google it in, get it in Naukri. You can get to know how much, demand it has in the market. So the difference majorly here is like implementation part. The syntax is different, the implementation is different. The integrations. Python has some more integration with other modules which Java may not support, and so Java has some integration which Python cannot support. So what I mean to say, the both are different programming language. The syntactical part is different, but they all do the same task. They all automate the application. So we find the ways to automate the application.
Yes, sir. Then I can think that there is more opportunity in Java with Python. Sorry, Selenium with Python than Selenium with Java.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. For getting the opportunity, if you want to understand what is the opportunity, just go through the Naukri and you understand, because you will get to know how demanding it is in market and what are the companies are looking for. Got it right? You will get a complete idea on it. If you want to see why people move from Java to Python, there are people who doesn't have any coding experience, but they want some real time experience. So Selenium testing is the only place where you get a real-time experience in a very shorter time. If you go for development, if you go for any other course also, you cannot expect this real-time experience, real-time implementations in any of the things. So Selenium is the only way where you get your real-time understanding of the project, and on top of it, you can easily understand it. Python is something that you can easily understand compared to other languages. You can easily code, you can easily upgrade yourself, whereas other Java, it's very difficult for you to upgrade yourself and to be in the competition of market, because there are huge competition of this Selenium with Python and Java.
Okay, sir, noted.
Got it right? So it is very easy. Python you can easily sustain. So let me just start the class, because I don't encourage asking doubts in the middle of the class. You can ask me at the end of the class possibly, but see, if you have any, because we are starting the session now, if you have any, please ask me now itself, so that we'll not stop it in the middle. See, what we are going to see, it's very clear, right? So please be patient, who has already known Python, and who doesn't have no Python, please learn it from the scratch. Okay. Fine. Any more doubts, final doubts? Because I'll just start my class with just 20-25 minutes. We'll discuss today. Tomorrow we'll start a solid starting. We'll not have any of this things tomorrow. We'll have solid starting. I'll be joining the class at 7:10 every day, 7:10 or 7:15 in that time, because it's very difficult to me to be more clear on that. So again, I'm saying, so I'll be more specific again. 7:10 to 7:15 I'll be joining. So we'll have till 8:10 to 8:15. So we'll just move 10-15 minutes here and there. Okay. Yeah. So any doubts you have? Final doubts? Any doubts you have?
And one more thing, after learning this Python with Selenium, we can engineer all the test cases with the scripting in the particular,
Project.
applications. Yeah.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you can. I will teach you in such a way you can automate any application, any web application. Because see, in every company you have different application. Doesn't mean you have same applications. So the thing is like, you can automate any application, any web application.
It is for only web application, right? Not mobile application, right?
Yes. No, we are not going to see. Mobile is something different, and Selenium doesn't support it.
yes.
Yeah, fine guys. Yeah, everyone fine. So I'm going to
Yes, sir.
start Python. Okay. Yeah, clear, right? So two things here. If you have any doubts, just raise your hand. I'll ask you to think, and that too at the end of the class. No doubts will be asked in the middle of the class. If you have any doubts, note it in a paper or a pen, and then ask me in the last. I'll be asking you if you have any doubts. You can ask me. Don't disturb the class in middle. Anyone, because it's going to be very cool and very clear. Every point will be discussed. If you can please note any doubts you have and then ask me in the end of the class. No doubts will be asked in the starting of class. Okay, so fine. I'm going to start with Python. Very basic Python installation. So what is a why people choose Python programming? What is Python basic? What is meant by Python? So what is Python basically? Why people choose Python? The reason why people choose Python. Anyone have idea? I will tell you. Okay. So Python is something more simpler and easier compared to other programming languages. The reason Python is more simpler is it is called as a beginner language. The first point in Python is called as a Python is a beginner language. What do you mean by a beginner language? Anyone who wants to start their programming from the scratch, okay, they will go with Python because Python is such a language which will help people to make understand anything in a very simpler way. Okay, so Python is a beginner language. Python is a beginner language. Python is a scripting language. What do you mean by scripting language? Can you tell me what is the reason Python is scripting language? There are only two languages existing in the market. I mean, two types of implementation or two types of differentiations that we make in programming languages. One is compiler, compiler languages. I mean, which compile the programs, and other is interpreted languages. Okay. So what is compiler? So all your programming languages like Java, C, C++ are called compiler languages, or you can say they compile the code before they execute. Okay, compile and then execute. What do you mean by that is, see, if I want to run a Java program, what I need to do, I have to go to my Java, I have to write my program. Then I say Java C file.java. That means I will try to compile my program. Then if I get any errors, like any warnings, if I get or any errors I'll get, they will be listing there. Then you execute the program saying Java file.java. Even in C also you say gcc-c file.c, then ./a.out you will say in order to execute. So the reason why you do this is if you want to execute any program in this programming languages, specifically saying Java, C, C++ or other languages, before they execute any program, they compile the programs. But Python is something that you don't compile it. Okay, Python doesn't do compilation. Python is something that you directly execute. That means you don't have anything called compiler in Python. Compiler is something that will convert your language from machine level understanding, from your level understanding to the machine level understanding. So there is something called compiler which is there in backend near Java, C, C++. What it will do, it will try to convert whatever the code you are writing in your C, C++ or Java to the machine level understanding. Machine understands only zeros, ones, right? So in the more specific, it converts to the byte level language. Then it converts back to the user understanding. Then you can see the output and you can understand the output. But whereas Python doesn't have some compiler. You don't compiler means it doesn't compile the code. It has something that is interpreted, but it doesn't compile the code. So in order to execute your Python code, you can write direct step instead of writing two steps. like your Java or C or C++. Direct one execution you have to do. Second thing, what all the scripting languages have interpreter. Interpreter is nothing but it is also something. What does it do is it will try to convert every line of your code into the machine level language. So what compiler will do? Compiler will take the whole code and it will convert one time. But whereas interpreter, it will convert each and every line, one by one line, one by one line, one by line. It converts and it gives you output. Got it right? So that is the way Python works. So Python, so all languages which has interpreter is called scripting languages. All languages which has compiler is called programming languages. Okay, you can also say Python as programming because scripting languages can be also called as programming. Programming is not called as scripting. Okay, programming doesn't call as scripting. So what I mean to say here is Python is a scripting language. The reason because it doesn't have compiler, it has interpreter. Interpreter is something that converts every line of your code. Compiler is something that is going to convert the whole code at one time. So you don't compile your program in your Python. You only execute your program. You only write one code, one line to execute. You don't do two lines that you write for your C, C++ or Java. Okay, Python is a scripting language. Python is a beginner language. Python is more popular reason because it is more easy to write compared to other languages. So the third step that you need to understand. So I hope everyone understood second step and first step. Python is a beginner language. Python is a scripting language. You can also say it is a programming because you can say in one way, you cannot say other way. You can say scripting as programming, but not programming as scripting. Third point, Python is dynamic type language. So what do you mean by dynamic type language? Any language that doesn't take up any data types prior to the variable declaration is called dynamic type. In Java, if you want to create a variable, how you create a variable? You say int a equal to 10, something like this. If you want to create an integer variable, what does it mean? It says to your compiler that you are creating an integer variable which can store a value which is a and stores a value of 10. But in Python, if you want to create any variable, you don't declare any data type like int, float, or whatever. You directly say a equal to 10. Your interpreter has capability to understand what language, what data type it is. You don't need to specify it explicitly. Understood, right? Your compiler will understand it once you declare only int a equal to 10. But whereas your interpreter in Python doesn't require to declare explicitly about the data type. If you say a equal to 10, it will think that okay, there is a variable that is created with an integer type. Okay, then the value is 10. Even in the float, you don't say float as something like this. You don't say here float some s equal to 20.2. Okay, in Python you don't write it. You directly say s equal to 20.2. So your interpreter has a capability to understand. Okay, we don't create any so Python or you can create any variable like you don't need to say string s equal to. You can directly say name, some b equal to, you can say name, right, Nikhil? Okay, you can say whatever the name you want. Okay, here you say string s equal to, string some b equal to, you say Nikhil. But there you don't say like that. See, this is the difference. This is the major difference in Python and Selenium. You don't need to say any data type prior to your declaration of it. So that is why it is called dynamic type language. Dynamic means you don't declare any variable priorly. All this Java is called static type language because they declare the variables before the variable declaration, or before any variable declaration they declare the data types. I hope everyone understood. So now the fourth step is Python is an open source and it is open source and can be imported and portable. So what does it means is Python is a free source. You don't need to pay any amount to install that software. It is a free source like Java. Even Java is a free source. You can directly go, even Selenium is a free source. Go through download, go to the Google, directly download the software and install in your system. That's all. So you don't need to have any license to download Python. Some of the applications will have license. You cannot download it freely. But Python is an open source where you can download it freely, and portable. Portable means it works in multiple different operating systems. You can work with Python in Linux, in Java, in Windows, in Mac, in different types of OS. You can able to work with Python. So you say that is portable. You try to work in multiple different operating systems. It supports multiple different operating systems. So that is why you say it is portable. Okay. Fifth point, Python is both object oriented programming and procedure oriented. So what does it mean is Python has a capability to work as both object oriented and procedure. If you take example of Java, Java is a complete object oriented program. You cannot create anything without creating a class in Java. You cannot even print anything without creating a class in Java. But whereas in Python, you can create anything that can be with both the object oriented and procedure. C is a procedure oriented. You don't have anything called class in your C. You directly define. Okay, but in Python you can write in whatever the passion you want to write any program. You can write in both ways. Python has that capability to work in both ways. You can write a single program both in object oriented way and both in procedure oriented. That's up to you. So Python supports both. So that's why you say Python is both object oriented and procedure oriented. Okay, so whenever required you can write in object oriented way, whenever required you can write in procedure oriented way. Still Python executes your program. Then sixth one, Python is so popular. You say modules. So what does it mean? What does it mean? Python has extensible libraries. Python is so popular. Python is so advanced in the market. The reason only because Python is having more modules. What do you mean by modules? Modules are something that are libraries. I mean, that is a very simple way of understanding. I'll just make it. You will get a very clear understanding of modules when we discuss that topic. But for your understanding now, so it has lot of integrations. It has lot of libraries integrated. If you want to use Python in data science, you can use. If you want to work with Python in testing, you can use. Got it right? There are lot of inbuilt packages, inbuilt libraries which are there in Python, which makes Python so popular. Okay, compared to other languages, Python is so popular. The only reason because Python has lot of extensible libraries. Python, you can work Python with data science. You can work in data science. You can work with automation testing. You can use Python in development. You can use Python in development. You can use Python in game development. Okay, networking. Okay, so you can use Python in multiple ways, multiple phases. So that's why you say Python is more popular. You can use a single language in whereas Java doesn't support some of these integrations. Java doesn't support data science integrations. Python supports. So Python is so easy comparatively. Python is so easy. It's more uh, robust. It is more scalable, which can help you to use in a larger scope also. So Python is more scalable. Python is more robust. Python is more simple. Python is easily understandable language. Python is more a scripting part. It is also called, it is also used for programming part. Python is a dynamic type of language. Python is open source and portable. Python is both object oriented and procedure oriented. Python has more libraries integrated. So these are the basic steps. If you want me to say about Python, if you want me to say about Python, these are the basic points that Python is different. So Python is like other languages. It is a scripting language. You know, what are the different scripting languages you have in market? You have you have Python, you have Perl. Have you heard about Perl? There is scripting like Perl scripting. Okay, there are different Unix shell scripting. Okay, so there are JavaScript is also scripting. You don't write, you don't declare, even in JavaScript you don't declare a variable like some int equal to something. You directly declare. All the scripting languages doesn't declare a variable. I mean doesn't declare a in data type before a variable. All the scripting languages like Python is one of it. Okay, you have PHP. All these are scripting languages. Okay, so what is the use of Python? Python can be used in all the things. It is used in all these phases. You can use Python in multiple phases. Yeah, how to install Python is a question. How to installation of Python. How to install Python? Go to www.python.org. Okay, okay, python.org. See, you can. I'll just show you today. This is very simple. You can say Python download. Once you say Python download, you'll get www.python.org is the website that you get. Just click on it. See, again, I will not say it one more time. So there are multiple versions. If you want a specific version, just click on here. Suppose if you want Python, this is the latest version. See, this is the page. You go with downloads. If you see Windows, you will find the latest version, 3.9.1. It is also there here. So if you want to install the latest version, you can directly install it. Okay, you can directly go and install it. Just click on it. You don't need to do much things here. Just go and click on it. So it will be downloaded like this. Okay, it will be downloaded like this. So once you install it, then I hope everyone knows Python installation, very basic. Yeah, so once you are done with this, you just need to open that downloaded file, whatever it is. Then you need to say two things here. Before installing, add the path. So your computer should know that Python is existing in your system and it is in some path. Otherwise you will get an error. You cannot run multiple things. So you have to add the path and click on install now in this one. Don't go for customize installation. Just go for a default installation so that you will get a clear idea. So it will ask, click on yes, that's all. So okay, if you want the latest version is this way. Just click on it once it is downloaded. Suppose if you want some particular version, suppose you want 3.8, I'm just giving you can go with any particular version. If you have a requirement of any particular version in your company, you can even go with this. So you go down, so get Python release. See here my Python 3.8 is what I require. Suppose 3.8.3. okay, think that this is what I require. If you go down, you will find all these files, the downloaded files. Okay, just give me a minute. Yeah, so if you want a particular version, then you need to type here and type the version over here. Once you click it, once you get it, just click on that version. What is this? Come down, you'll find multiple files. Okay, so if you want a particular version to be downloaded, you can go here, you can click on, I prefer you to executable installers. First check what is your application, which version it is. You need to know which is your system version. So you need to know what your system architecture is. So you can go to system. In the system you will find something called here 64-bit. It is which bit? It is 64-bit operating system. The architecture of this is 64-bit. So you can only download the 64-bit. You cannot go for 86, 86, 86. So if you see this 3, it is supporting both 64 and 86. Then go and click on executable installer, because it will be more easy, more reliable for you. Click on this one and do the same procedure what it is doing. So it will get you after you once you click on it, it will be downloaded, and once it is downloaded, you can do the same thing what we did here. Just click on close. Setup is successful, right? Setup is successful. So this is the way. If you want a particular version to be downloaded, go and search there. Once you get all these things, go here, and I prefer for this one, Windows 86 64 executable install. So now after that is done, you can check it. You can just go and type Python. You restart your system. If you restart, you can able to find, if I say Python IDLE, okay, you can find 3.9.64-bit. This is what I installed just now. Okay, I have installed just now 3.9 version. You can see it. Once I click on it, it will get it. See 3.9.1. That is what we installed, right? The latest version. So if you could see here, the latest version we installed, and that version 3.9.1 is available here. So this is the way. So tomorrow I will explain you everything, how to code and every stuff. So I want everyone to till today to do this here. Install this application in your system. Yeah. Now any doubts you can ask. Else we can close.
Sir, are we going to cover some part of manual testing as well?
Manual testing means only the concepts, not testing the application manually.
Okay, so the concepts will be covered, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, this one only automation.
Sorry.
This one only automation.
No. Manual also we'll discuss. We'll discuss manual testing, automation testing.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Tomorrow we will see everything. Okay. Tomorrow we will see from the scratch. We will see how to write this slowly. We will take 1 week to complete our Python, and rest all we'll try to see Selenium. Once we enter into Selenium, it will be clear. Yeah, please. Yeah. Someone speaking? Someone speaking?
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Sir, this is Malleshwari.
Yeah. Hi, Manish. Please tell.
Sir, if you attend, we will miss one class, means how to attend that one class?
Sorry.
You will miss one class, means?
If you miss something, you can get the recording. You can please talk with the team, Durga Soft team. They will be sharing your recording immediately. And
Okay.
I will take up every 15 days backup classes. So you can mention the topics which you missed. So all these things, 15 days, every after 15 days, we will discuss the backup classes of everyone, whatever they missed. You can note down the topics and you can share me. That topics we'll discuss. And on top of it, you will get the recording of every day class.
Okay, sir.
Fine.
Okay, sir.
Don't miss it, because you will miss that 90%. Don't miss it. Okay, if in an exceptional case you can miss it. Even I misses some classes. I may not take like continuous all my classes. Sometimes 4-5 days we'll have some, we'll take some rest. So that's why 1 extra week I'll keep, because it will be boring if we take at one stretch everything. So we will take some thing and we will complete everything. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot. Tomorrow we'll see. Tomorrow I want everyone to be attentive. Tomorrow please come and we'll discuss every topic clearly. Everything we can discuss.